G'day and welcome to Lost in the 50s Museum. Today we're going to take you on an adventure back in time, United States of America, 1950s and 60s. A wonderful time to be alive, inspired by the rocket age. And while you're walking around the museum today, have a good look. You'll see embellished in some of the cars and a lot of the memorabilia, items from the space age. It was a magnificent time. It was a time where anything in the United States was possible and a great time to be alive. My name's Glenn Jennings. I'm the proud owner of the museum, and today we thank you for coming along and joining us, and we appreciate your support. So as you go from room to room today, take your time. There's so much to see. There's 65 cars, there's motorbikes, planes, trams, buses, so much to see in the automotive field, not to mention over 10,000 memorabilia items. Look in the cabinets, look behind the front row. There are so many items tucked away. You really do need to absorb and take in what's in front of you. Well, for the last 30 years, Kelly and I have been collecting and bringing the cars home and the memorabilia home, and we really needed a big old building to put them in. And what you see here today is the culmination of a 5-year project. We've been open for 3.5 years. We have about 10,000 memorabilia items on display and about 65 cars, plus so many other items that you're going to enjoy and see today. Memorabilia, what more could you want? Cast your eyes around this room. This is our memorabilia hall. Everything from the kids' cars to the big cars, the 59 dinette behind us, which we pulled out of a restaurant. It's a diner car. The Buddy Holly Memorial Wall on this end, and right down the other end, the Elvis Presley DeSoto Memorial Wall. Welcome to the hot rod room. Muscle cars, movie cars, boats, hot rods, the weird and wonderful, something for everyone. Welcome to the Great Hall. This is where it all happens, the superstars of the collection. 65 cars in total here at the museum, and about 40 in this hall alone, all factory original cars, no modifications here. This is what we talk about the bling and the colour and the palette of the cars from the 50s and 60s. There's nothing else like it. And nicely enough for us, they're parked what it looks like outside a diner on our diner wall, just over my shoulder. This is the ultimate for us, the 50s and 60s supercars. Wow, pick a colour. Which one's your favourite? I mean, the colours of the 50s and 60s are something to behold. The reds, the blues, the yellows, the greens. It really was a time where colour and imagination was let run wild on these cars. It's an era long gone that we'll never see again, and we're very happy to be able to show you these treasures here at Lost in the 50s Museum. From 57 Chevs to the all-American Schwinn bicycle, and if you're into petrol and gas and oil, what more could you ask for? It's all here. Now make sure you visit our gift shop up on the mezzanine level before you leave today, and while you're there, check out our 1950s general store and the Coca-Cola display. We actually pulled this general store out of an old building in the United States, packed it all up and brought it home for you to see today. Well, if you're into Fords, there's no other place you'd want to be today. Look over my shoulder, Mustangs, Cobras, early Ford Club. Where else would you possibly want to be? It's Ford heaven, right here at Lost in the 50s. Well, how could you not have a big smile on your face today? 65, 66 Mustang Coupes, convertibles, every colour under the sun. What a great day out. So as you wander from room to room today, enjoying the sights and sounds of a time long gone by, just take a moment to think about the 1950s and 60s, Elvis Presley, the Rat Pack, Cadillac, the wonderful cars. It certainly was a time where colour and imagination and bling and chrome ruled. So on most open days, I don't get the chance to wander about and say hello to everyone because there's usually a lineup of people wanting to ask questions about the museum. So to make your trip more enjoyable, I thought I might just list a few of the frequently asked questions and see if we can clear some of those up for you right now. The question I'm most asked is, how long did it take for someone to put this collection together? Well, it is 30 years of collecting or thereabouts, and a total of about 100 cars in the collection, and there's about 65 of them on display here today. The memorabilia, that's a different story. That's really been the last 15 or 20 years of collecting, and every item here in the museum we've dragged back out of the USA, and it's been one of those growing collections and an interest that just keeps on growing and growing every time we go across there. It's always fun to go digging and picking, just like you see on TV, although we were probably doing it well before the TV made it so popular. About 10,000 or thereabouts memorabilia items on display here at the museum. Everything from toys to kitchen to games to books and TV, everything from the 50s and 60s. If it's from that era, we've got it. Question 2. Is it true that this is all owned by one person? Well, not technically true. The collection belongs to my wife, myself and my family. And there is nothing in this museum that's consigned from anyone else. It's all just ours, and we're very proud of that. Question 3. Why don't we open more often? Well, it's a personal choice. We open the museum once a month for the public to come and enjoy, and we're very excited to do that. But to be honest, it's not something we'd like to do every day of the week. It takes a lot of work to get this place up and open, and a lot of help. So once a month suits us, and it pretty much sells out every month anyway. So whilst we keep that winning formula, we're happy to do so. Question 4. I noticed there are a lot of people in the yellow Lost in the 50s shirts. Well, that's true. On open days, up to 12 to 14 staff work the building with a host of jobs, from greeting you at the door to working the front gate to accreditation checks and making sure that everyone's got their wristbands on, to those guys that actually walk the floor up and down, keeping an eye out on the quality of the merchandise to make sure that people don't scratch our cars, people don't bump them with their backpacks, but they also play the customer service role. So any of the people that you see in our yellow shirts, any questions that you might have, feel free to wander up. They're a terrific bunch of people, probably the best volunteer group in the world as far as I'm concerned, because they really do put their time in here at the museum. Feel free to go and say hello, ask any questions. If they don't know, they'll make it up. Not really, they'll come and find me and I'll make it up. So look, we'll get there sooner or later, but they're a wonderful bunch. Couldn't open the museum without them, and certainly can't do business here without them. So happy days, go and talk to them and enjoy your stay here at the museum. So before you head off today, pop on up to the gift shop and see Sammy, grab yourself a Lost in the 50s t-shirt. There are so many things on offer up here at the best prices in Australia. Die-cast cars, t-shirts, signs, anything you can think of, throwing you back to the 50s. We love people to come up and have a buy, take something home to remember their visit here at Lost in the 50s. By the time you finish exploring all of the rooms and checking out all the displays, the cars, the memorabilia, had a dance on the dance floor out front with DJ Vinny, a bite to eat, maybe a hot dog, who knows, but all we hope for is that you've had a great experience, a wonderful day here at Lost in the 50s, enjoyed our staff, enjoyed the entertainment, but most of all, experienced the wow factor that we do every time we come to Lost in the 50s Museum. Spread the word, tell all your friends. As you know, we don't advertise, we simply put it out there on our Facebook with our open days, and by all means you people will be our best sales rep. So if you love the place as much as we do, spread the word, and we look forward to seeing you again next time at Lost in the 50s Museum. Thank you.